Premiere Pro. A lot of you have never used Premiere Pro before, and we're going to do a short tutorial how to key in on Adobe Premiere Pro and how I actually key in and how I'm going to show you a lot of simple ways to use Premiere Pro. Adobe Premiere Pro CC 2018, the newer version. I'm going to show you a lot of different newer ways that you would probably like to use. So let's get started in this video. Tutorial video, mainly how to green screen in Adobe Premiere Pro. Our last tutorial videos was in Photoshop. And this time we are going to do Adobe Premiere Pro because that's what everyone else in this world is using, is Premiere Pro. Besides Final Cut Pro X 10.4, I believe most people have used. I know a lot of people are still using Final Cut Pro. Many other YouTubers, big name YouTubers like iJustine, she's been using Final Cut Pro. She has also been using Premiere as well, I believe. I think one of her iPhone videos was in Premiere. Anyway, I'm not going through. Many people use Premiere and Final Cut. There's a lot of YouTubers out there have used Final Cut, still using Final Cut Pro, and some other YouTubers are using Adobe Premiere Pro, which I like Premiere better than Final Cut, honestly. Apple, I think you need to do research with Premiere Pro because Premiere Pro has a lot of new effects like VI. Final Cut Pro does not have those effects. Final Cut Pro is more it's a little bit professional degrade than Premiere. So we're gonna do some keying in today's video. I'm gonna use my intro video for this video. Here we go. I hope this actually works because the last one was not working. And that last one is about freezing up. It'll be interesting. Okay, so yeah. Okay, I'm gonna drag it into off my desktop. All I have to do is just drag it into the source clips like I did before in my last video. I hope it actually do it. Anybody like to say you can do it? Oh yes, I hope this actually plays. Okay. Oh, I think we can. Okay, here's the video. I'm gonna just mute the audio because I don't need the audio. Worry about audio muting. For most when you key in, you gotta go over here with the video effects. I think this is the minute. Yeah. You just have to scroll through and you go under keying. It's just like Final Cut Pro green screening, but a whole different ball game. It's a whole different ball game. It's like a whole different ball game when you do keying into Final Cut Pro. Yeah. And I'm on Instagram. I'm actually on Instagram. I actually post most of my videos up on Instagram. Make sure you follow me on Instagram of @Sunny'sLive. And follow me on Twitter as well at @Sunny'sLive as well. My tweets are very hilarious. I have some hilarious tweets that you guys would love, okay? Yeah. Besides me doing video content, I actually do tweeting and social media managing for different businesses. If you have not know about anything about me, I mainly do social media managing for different businesses in the area of Ohio and outside of the country, basically. Outside of the world. Outside of Ohio as well, besides doing it in Northeast Ohio. Okay, all you have to do is use Ultra Key. Sometimes if you want to do Luma Keying is a whole different ballgame. I'm gonna do a tutorial video on doing Luma Keying. I can do Luma Keying through anything with different backgrounds overlaying. That's what Luma Keying is. If you want want to overlay a background on top of each other, that's what luma keying is. But I will definitely show that in my next tutorial of Premiere, what luma keying is about. So yes. Okay, so we already dragged that up on here, and you see this says composite. That's what you're doing. We're gonna use the default features. This is green screen, so that's fine. We're gonna do that. See how I did that from, see how it's still green like that? All you have to do is just scroll over. You just have to click this eyedropper, basically. Whether if you're doing blue screen or green screening, you just have to just click that like that, and then you got keyed out. That's mainly how you do green screening in Premiere, basically. That's how you do it. Whether what kind of background you're actually going to use for this, I don't know. If it's going to be a white background, you can use white background. I might just do a regular space gray type background because I kind of like space gray, because space gray is more futuristic and more professional use than white. White is more what everyone else is using nowadays, and I don't like to be like everyone else when I do my content video production. I like to try and use more as like a space gray type videos besides doing white. White is what everyone else is using. And I don't want to be like everyone else in doing videos. I want to have my own thing, basically. Anyway, that is pretty much it. I'm going to show you how to actually get rid of all this stuff, like right above here, especially the green parts of that. I try and open all these up. The shadows, the tolerance, the pedestals, the matte cleanup. That's what we're probably going to end up using. The spill separation, the color correction. I'm going to start with the transparency, because that's what you need to do when you're trying to see how I'm doing this. You just have to just hold it in. Just hold it in just a little bit. Probably about 10. And then I'm going to highlight. I'm going to use some highlights. I'm going to use the highlight 0 because that's what we don't really want, that much highlight in this intro. Because it's only an intro. It's not like it's going to be a huge deal. And for shadows, the reason why you see all these lines, like right here, right here, and right here, is because you have a lot of shadows. Mainly, if you want to get rid of all that, like that, you don't want to do 100%. You want to just take it down just a little bit. Just a little bit. Like right about here would work perfect. Yeah, right about here. And then tolerance is really easy. Tolerance is mainly it's mainly exposure kinda. Similar as pedestal. It's like above. Pedestal is mainly the white stuff above your head. That's what it is. See how it's doing that? It's like a spotlight. If you want a spotlight on top of my head, like right now I have a spotlight hitting me as right here, and you see all this right here on my head. That's what you do in pedestal if you want to clear that up. But this is a screen record and I don't really want to do all that. So this is what I'm doing. And then you just choke it up just a little bit. and soften, just a little soften, a little tiny soft, you know. That is a really good look. And then use a contrast. Contrast will fix anything. I like using contrast because that's what I like using. And I know in my last video, my Photoshop series, I love contrasting anything. I love doing contrasting. Contrasting is my favorite deal. Yeah. So yeah, just there's a contrast here. Just a little bit of contrast. Just a little bit. And then if you want to desaturate, desaturating is black and white. That's what black and white is. That's what desaturating, which I don't really want to desaturate. I don't want to desaturate. I'm just going to desaturate just a little bit. Because I don't know what background I'm actually going to use. So I'm going to use, yeah. And this is the range. That's why I'm pink. Oh, pretty pink. Pretty pink. Look at that. Look at that. I love pink. I love pink. Pink is purplish. And I'm not going to have pink on me. I'm not going to look pink. I'm just going to make it downwards. I'm going to just spill it just a little bit. Just a little spill. And yeah. Again, here's the Luma key. Luma and keying part is a little bit different than overlaying stuff. Overlaying it is very interesting. I'm going to use saturation for this one because I want to make it look like I'm broadcaster and I'm a top-notch broadcaster and I want to make it look like a model. Just like you do in Photoshop, basically. Basically like in Photoshop. Again, I don't want that much luminous because of this area over here, and this over here causes that. So I'm just going to bring down the luminous just a little bit. Okay. So yeah, that is pretty much it in keying. That is pretty much it in how you key in on Adobe Premiere. See what I did? I have to make sure it all looks perfect. Again, I'm definitely going to fix that because I don't like all that stuff on there. So I might have to fix it under transparency. I have to bring down the transparency down there. Or the shadow. Because you don't want shadows on that.